Hello everybody, welcome to a Let's Play of the game Shadowman. This is one of the best games ever made, in my opinion. Now enjoy this unbelievable intro, done by Red Pepper, the voice actor.
For many thousands of years, the Shadowmen have protected the world of the living against threats crossing over from the spiritual plane known as Deadside, the place where everyone goes without exception when they die. Michael Leroy is the current heir to the mysteries of this ancient lineage, bearer of the Mask of Shadows. When darkness falls, he becomes the walker between the worlds, immortal voodoo warrior, taker of souls, Lord of Deadside, the Shadowman.
Yes, and if you're not a fan of the game, or if you've never heard of this game before, yes, that's the Red Pepper, the guy from the adverts, the movie adverts. In a world, that guy. But I'm going to start afresh. And oh, just before I start, I'm playing the retextured Shadowman by Paul Arcus. It's a fabulous job. You'd forget that you're playing a game that's almost as old as me. Well, let's begin without further ado. And I'll shut up for the intro because it's a beautiful intro and it's yes, let's go. Enjoy. Long silence.
The 9th of November, 1888. By my deeds am I known, and I am known as Jack. Spring-heeled Jack, Jack the Ripper. By my deeds am I known, and they are truly bloody. I took them all to my heart. Mary Ann Nichols, Annie Chapman, Elizabeth Stride, Catherine Eddowes, Mary Kelly, and loved them, truly loved them all. But the immortal power I sought within the sordid confines of their bodies, the still beating organ of the soul, was not to be found. The ritual of the knife was to no avail. I am bereft, and must therefore perform that bloody ritual upon myself.
Stay your hand, Jack, and listen to what I have to say.
How did you find this place? Who are you?
My name is Legion, for we are many. The immortal power that you seek does exist. It does indeed lie within the soul, but only within certain ones, certain dark souls.
My God! What are you that you can produce such things from thin air?
Merely an explorer, much like yourself.
What is it that you want from me?
You are an architect by trade, are you not?
I am.
Then I would have you build a cathedral to pain, a place where you and I and others like us may join together. A place of asylum for all of the unique and misunderstood individuals that will follow you as the time of Armageddon approaches. And at the heart of asylum, we shall construct a great dark engine powered by souls of equal hue. And we shall harness their power to create an immortal army to punish and cleanse this pathetic world.
And where might I build this cathedral of yours?
Across the veil. In the darkness, amongst the restless spirits of those who have passed beyond, in the place known as Deadside.
Then, if I am to join you, I must die.
It is prophecy. We cannot fail, for we are many.
For we are many!
Amen to that.
I was mouthing along to that intro because I played this game like 800 times and I know the intro off by heart. It really sets you up for the game. And here we have Mike Leroy.
The end is sooner than you think.
Come to mama, baby.
Hey there, space cadet. Damn beautiful friend.
Are many.
There's a darkness coming.
What's the problem, Magneta?
I had a dream, Shadowman. A real bad dream. A dead side dream. The five are here. The heralds of the apocalypse. Deacon's file confirms everything I feared. The end's coming, Shadowman. An ancient prophecy tells of the return of a great evil to Deadside. A terrible force gathering dark souls to its darker heart and using their power to cross over into this world and bring about apocalypse.
I must stop this evil from bringing about the end of all things.
Only you can do it, Shadowman. You are the walker between the worlds. I can't go Deadside, and Jaunty's next to useless in both worlds. You are the only one who can do anything about this.
As it ever was.
But you ain't never confronted anything like this evil. It's so pure, not even the ancient protectors of the Dark Souls could destroy it. They could only banish it from Deadside. They knew it'd come back one day, hence the prophecy telling of its return. The power of the ancients is all but gone now, and the Dark Souls that evil desires lie unprotected. What you gotta do, Shadowman, is to go Deadside and recover the Dark Souls. Take them into your own protection before evil gathers them to its terrible heart.
Okay, so let me get this straight. If I don't recover these dark souls, then the world's gonna end. Am I right?
You got it.
Shit.
Look, I gotta go. I've got a lot to do. Take Deacon's file and meet me at dawn at the church on the hill. I've kept your stuff safe for you.
And there you have the story. I think that was the best use of the word shit ever. Shit.
I hate this shit.
Shit.
Just a pawn in Nettie's master plan. She moves me in mysterious ways, and brother, sometimes she really does move me. Can't do nothing about it since, nice as you please, she knitted my ribs into the mask of shadows. I got nothing left anyways. It's my fault Luke's dead, and Mom and Pop too. I deserve everything I get, every bad thing that comes my way. Can't live, can't die. Deadside's the perfect hood for me. A nowhere place. The asshole of the universe.
And that is where we are going. In a moment, of course, we've got this church to find.
Now where the hell is that church?
Good question. Damn. Now let's find this church. Pick up some cadeau while we're here. Huh? That was a very out of place, huh? If a dog screamed like that to me, I think I would shit directly into my pants. Here we go. Now here's the thing. If we're going to Nettie's church, does that mean that she has to take this way every time she goes back to the church? That surely seems very inconvenient. Must keep her fit though. Or maybe she just levitates up with her evil voodoo magic. Or not evil, but her voodoo magic nonetheless. And as we near the church, you will see that the courtyard is filled with dogs. They will become more important later on. As you can hear, they're quite hostile. And here we enter the church. Quite a nice place you got there. Anyway, let's advance the story.
Nettie?
Hey there, Mike. Glad you could make it.
How could I refuse your offer? How could I ever refuse you, Agneta?
You can't. I'm simply irresistible. I hope you read the file I gave you, and read it real well. Between the lines, you'll find the signs.
You got my stuff?
Come on in, honey.
You know, on the way over here, I got to thinking about these dark souls. If they're so damn dangerous, why didn't the ancients just destroy them?
Good question.
Because that's impossible. Their power is their immortality.
India, Morocco,
if evil ever
Argentina.
manages to implant these immortal souls into its monstrous slaves,
Lord of the Rings.
can you imagine the carnage an immortal,
So I'm not actually paying
unbeatable
attention
army
to the
would
story,
bring
I'm
to
just
the
paying
earth?
attention to the
That's
Lord of the Rings
apocalypse,
series she's got on her
Shadowman.
bookshelf.
That's the end.
Nathan's got a good
Okay,
taste in
so I
fiction.
really gotta get to the dark souls before the bad guy. I understand that, but where do I find them?
In Govi. Each Govi has been sealed by the most powerful voodoo. Not even the greatest Bokor or Mambo can open them to release the dark soul within. Believe me, I've tried. But a Shadowman, or something even more powerful, just might be able to do it. Release the dark soul and take it into yourself. But be warned, the dark souls are a pure and ancient evil and possess a power that should not be abused.
Okay. Let's just get this thing over with. You got my stuff?
Right here.
As much as I love this retexture,
A real scare, Mike.
Jesus, Luke! He's alive! Alive and in pain! I gotta help him!
sorry, I'll
He's dead,
continue in a
Mike.
minute.
You know that.
I know, but I saw.
It's understandable that you still have strong feelings for your brother. That's why the bear works for you, connecting you to Deadside. Use it now, Mike. Go Deadside and find Jonty. He's waiting for you at the Marrow Gates. He's got something to show you.
Okay.
And Mike,
Yeah?
if you need me, I'll be here. Now, go see Jonty and get them dark souls.
I will, just after I've cleared your house of Kado. Yeah, what I was saying was, as much as I love this retexture, I find it a bit humorous how Mike Shadowman or Mike Kilowa, his face is quite well textured now, while Nettie's face remains, you know, as it was. Anyway, let's not delay. Actually, no, I would like to read the file, and if you don't mind, I might read it out to you, because that's the way I play things, of course. Well, not of course, but that's the way I play things. And I will read it out to you. Thomas Deacon, PI, Private Investigations, 1 Praise Plaza, Glen Cove, New York, 11542, telephone 55501, fuck it. Agneta. Here is the information you requested regarding the 5 serial killers, referred to by yourself as the 5. My research has led me into areas I do not normally pursue. No demon spur, Asmodeus, as far as I can see. My sources tell me that each report is as current as it can be, especially the reports on Batrachian. Kruth and Pike, the Batrachian report is particularly up to date, with a news item included that is only a week old. When studying the information of particular note is the inclusion of symbols and poems at the crime scenes, along with the phrase "for we are many," taken, I believe, from the Bible. Mark chapter 5 verse 9. Are these guys in cahoots, or is it simply coincidence? Knowing you as I do, Nettie, I cannot believe in the latter. Anyway, hope the stuff proves useful. Best regards. Serial killer report number 1. Dr. Victor Karl Batrachian. Batrachian, just as a side note, is quite a Lovecraftian word, meaning frog-like. Says because I like H.P. Lovecraft, and Batrachian is quite a Lovecraftian word. Anyway, aliases: Dr. Arthur Falkus, Dr. Gunther Schaden, Dr. Wilhelm Karsch, and Dr. Gerhard Muller. Date of birth: April 8, 1961. Height: 6'2". Birthplace: Geneva, Switzerland. Eyes: grey. Sex: male. Weight: 198 pounds. Hair: ash brown. Race: white. scars and marks, small scar on the left temple. Background. Born Geneva, Switzerland, the son of a wealthy Swiss banker. Is there any other type of Swiss person? I think all Swiss people are bankers. Anyway, a brilliant student, Batrakian graduated from Cambridge University in 1985 with a PhD. Fucking hell. You wouldn't think I was 16. With a PhD in forensic psychiatry, doctoral thesis defining ASPD, the psychopathology of antisocial personality disorder. Batrakian spent the following 4 years at the London Medical School training to become a general practitioner, MD, and was expelled from the school without completing the course. Exact details unavailable. Emigrated to US in early 1991 using forged certificates to gain green card. Established medical practice in Boston 1993 using the name Dr. Arthur Falkus in partnership with Dr. Sean McRose. McRose was found dead in suspicious circumstances in 1994. Dr. Falkus subsequently disappeared with several thousand dollars of practice's money. Batrakian resurfaced 6 months later as Dr. Gunter Schaden with a new medical practice in South Bend, Ohio. Was indicated on 5 counts of murder following the discovery of an insurance fraud involving 5 of his patients, all wealthy widows who had willed him All wealthy widows who had willed him their entire fortunes were subsequently found dead of natural causes. Batrakian, as a doctor, had signed all 5 death certificates. Captured by state police as he was about to cross the state into Indiana, Batrakian absconded from the Butler County Sheriff's Office after killing 2 deputies and wounding a 3rd. At this point, December 1995, Batrakian appeared on the FBI's most wanted list. In December 1995, a handwritten letter with the Abilene postmark arrived at the offices of the Dallas Morning News. See attachment number 1. In it, the writer intimated somewhat obscurely what they intended to commit several blood sacrifices. The writer of the letter has since been identified as Batrakian. In January 1996, the corpse of a young man, never satisfactorily identified, was discovered in a derelict boathouse on the shores of Lake Fort Phantom Hill, Texas. Forensic examination showed that the head of the corpse was quite literally exploded, as though from some great and unusual internal pressure. A strange symbol, figure 1, had been branded onto the left side of the victim's chest. Over the next year and a half, 12 more murders followed, all with the same modus operandi: exploded head, and the left side of the chest branded with a symbol. FBI agents captured Batrakian in August 1997, a few months after I was born. Great. He was subsequently convicted of 15 counts of first-degree murder and sentenced to die in the electric chair. He is currently on death row at Gardell County Penitentiary, awaiting the results of the second appeal and achieving a certain notoriety in artistic circles with what he calls his asylum installations. Figure 2. Indeed, London's Golgotha Art Gallery recently bought one of his schismata paintings for several $1,000s. As you can see, it looks a bit like a lizard or something like that. Attachment 1. Letter to Dallas Morning News. Handwriting identified as belonging to Victor Batrakian. Dear Sir, I have brought his kingdom to earth, and a bloody cleansing is nigh. Indeed, it is well overdue, and I am the leader of the 5, the watchers of the gate of souls. We shall make the way for the coming of his glorious army, and as a fanfare we demand several sacrifices. Blood sacrifices for his pleasure. So be aware then that the road to your Golgotha shall be slippery with your blood, for we are many. I remain, as ever, disrespectfully yours, the Lizard King. Attachment 2. Update news story from the front page of Clearford Chronicle, dated 1 week ago. I can't really read that. Attachment 3. Poems found at crime scene, clutched in the hand of victim. The Lizard King shall lead the 5, from out the southern goal shall cut his bloody swathe, or swathe. True hate shall find a way, in him the darkness stands revealed. His eyes as void as a dead man's gaze, as cold as the light from a dying star, for we are many. Serial killer number 2, Marco Roberto Cruz. Aliases: Roberto Zorilla, Brian Geit, or just Gellet, Jesus Moreta, Max Clayton, Solomon, Solly Fripp. I'll skip all the information because you could probably read that. Background. From February to November 1996, Marco Roberto Cruz kidnapped and murdered 10 people, preying on couples mainly in and around Death Valley and the Mojave Desert. The following symbol was found nearby each victim. Figure 1. Looks like lightning to me. The following poem was also found near each of the victims. For in the western desert he finds a form. He is the child with the mouth of blood, the bleakness before the beginning of time. He is the glint of ice in a murderer's eye, the savage heart of every crime, for we are many. Ironically, Cruz actually worked as a repo man for 5 years. He also worked as a DJ and had an auto shop business at one time. Served 7 years for armed robbery and aggravated assault. No previous convictions for homicide, but was implicated in several killings with lack of evidence to convict. On October 14th, 1996, Cruz gave himself up to marshals in Austin, Texas. The bodies of his last victims still hidden beneath a tarpaulin in the back of his pickup. He was indicted on 10 counts of first-degree murder and is currently incarcerated at Gardell County Penitentiary, awaiting execution. It is not known whether he is among the inmates involved in the riot at the jail. That was short and sweet. Serial killer 3, Milton T. Pike, aliases Bobby McCardle, Bobby McNabb, Billy Joe Balboa, Franklin P. Tyndall, Rocky Mason, and Shalimar Waters. Background. Vietnam veteran, 71 to 73, Green Beret Special Forces electronic countermeasures expert. Dishonorably discharged in 1973 following an alleged rape of a female officer. Upon discharge, worked as a TV repairman, 74 to 80. Indicated the shooting of his mother, Francine Pike, in 97, but was acquitted due to lack of evidence. Joined American Knights of the Cross survivalist/militia group in 1980-81. Formed own breakaway splinter group of Knights of the American Heartland, KH, with fortified compound located near Eureka, Florida. The identifying symbol of KH is remarkably similar to the cross spear symbol. See attachment 1C. Found on stickers affixed to the videotape sent by the Video Nasty offender to various state police officials. KH incorporated international militia organizations in 1982 with subsequent expulsion later that year following Pike's murder of 18 of his own militiamen with a rocket-propelled grenade. Returned briefly to TV repairman business, 82 to 84, and during this time the FBI discovered that he subscribed to every known electronics-based periodical magazine, became Forest Ranger in 86 under assumed name Franklin T. Tyndall, working in Cypress National Reserve in the Everglades with a specialty in alligator preservation. In 91, was arrested following the murder of a hiker in the Cypress National Preserve. Escaped from custody, killing two sheriff's deputies in the process. Pike's whereabouts unknown from 91 to 95. From December 95 to September 96, Pike murdered 9 women, disposing of their bodies in numerous locations. I'll just let you read those. Pike was known by the sobriquet? I'll just say sobriquet. By the sobriquet Video Nasty Killer, due to the fact that state police in all of the states mentioned above, they were unfortunate recipients of videotapes showing in horrific detail the hunting down and subsequent slaughter of at least 6 of the above victims. The following poem is found nearby each of the victims. And lo, if war should have a face, this one of 5 would show that bleeding mask, ears pricked to savour every scream, teeth bare to strip the carcass wet, and tongue to lap that vessel dry, for we are many. Pike was captured by FBI agents in October 96 following a series of anonymous tip-offs. The caller gave his code name as Legion. 3 agents were killed and 5 wounded in the furious gun battle that followed. Pike, severely wounded himself, eventually passed out due to blood loss and was taken to Dallas Memorial Hospital, where he remained in a critical condition for several days. Following his recovery, he was tried and convicted on 11 counts of first-degree murder. One of the FBI agents had subsequently died of his wounds and is currently incarcerated at Gardell Penitentiary, awaiting execution. As with the previously mentioned offender, the fellow death row inmate Marco Roberto Cruz, it is not known whether Pike was among the prisoners involved in the riot at Gardell. Attachment 1C, the photograph of cross spear symbol affixed to the videotape sent to state police. Jesus Christ. This man really looks like he's trying to squeeze something very large out of his anus. Anyway, serial killer report number 4, we're nearly there. The home improvement killer. It is estimated that the offender known as the home improvement killer has so far murdered 12 people of both sexes over a period of 2 years in or around the New York area. A peculiar facet of this offender's signature behaviour is that he leaves behind the skull of a baby canary. Hidden inside the skull is a piece of rolled up paper torn from a notebook. Written neatly on the paper in black ink is a poem, attachment 2A, beneath which is drawn an arcane symbol. It looks like a nail. A reclusive individual, white male in his late 20s, of low intelligence with a background in carpentry. Introverted personality, has a strong misogynist tendency with particular emphasis on mother resentment, verging on psychosis, disorganised in his personal life yet highly organised insofar as his modus operandi for each killing is concerned, all of which seem to have taken place at night. Sighting, suspect possibly seen leaving the scene of the crime westbound along Braddock Avenue in the early hours of August 30, 1999. Description given: white male, 35 to 30, 5'8 to 6 foot tall, weight 150 pounds, dark brown hair, pale complexion, possibly wearing night vision goggles. Prime suspect: Avery Marks, aliases Mark Avery Allen Hickox. January 18th, 79, sorry. 79? No, what am I talking about? 73. Anyway, background. Indicated in 1997 for attacking a young woman in Greenwich Village. Disappeared while on bail. Paid for by mother. Also wanted for subsequent murder of Mrs. Cassie Marks, offender's widowed mother. February 98, victim found in darkened bedroom. Offender had apparently switched off the power in her apartment house, known to keep his birds present in his whereabouts. The photo of furniture. It's pretty creepy. I think that's a person. Attachment to a poem found by the crime scene, rolled up neatly inside skull of a baby canary. From the east the idiot monster cometh, with nails to announce its blasphemous intent. In still dark chambers it awaits the shadow, ebon body, scars of power, dark messiah with a hideous strength. For we are many. Serial killer report number 5, criminal profile of serial offender known as Jack 2. Background. This offender, known as Jack 2 for reasons that will become evident later in this report, preys solely on women, striking late at night or in the early hours of the morning, on or near London Underground stations in the East End of London. The offender has so far murdered 4 women. August 30, 1999, blah 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 blah. Marie Nicholas, Anna Chaplin, Eliza Strider, Katrina Edison. Sound very similar to Jack, the original Jack the Ripper's victims, Mary Ann Nichols, Annie Chaplin, Elizabeth Stride, and Catherine Eddowes. Yeah. Catherine Eddowes. When compared against the 5 murders perpetrated in London between August 31 and November 9th of 1888 by offender known as Jack the Ripper, we can see some striking similarities. I see. They were all done. They were done in very similar times. That's interesting. As can be seen when comparing the above lists, all the latest victims have very similar names to the original victims, and the recent locations when looked on a map of London are very close to the 1888 murder sites. There are further similarities in that the recent murder killings have almost identical MOs to the modus operandi to the 1888 killings. The profile. The frenzy of each attack seems to indicate a highly disturbed individual who is sexually and socially inadequate with extreme misogynist tendencies, channeling his anger against women. Post-mortem mutilation shows no medical knowledge. Offender is an introverted loner who will pass unnoticed through his chosen killing grounds and as such will definitely return to the scene of his crimes. Sightings. The similarities between this case and the one in 1888 extend to the appearance of the two offenders. Compare the artist's impression of the offender at the beginning of this report, based on a description offered by a witness who saw Anna Champlin, a known prostitute, talking to a man outside Shoreditch Station on the night of September 8th, with that of the man in Figure 2, contemporary impression of Jack the Ripper. They've both got a moustache. It's official. Prime suspect. Scotland Yard has no prime suspects at the present. Attachment 1B. Discovered scrawled in white chalk on a wall near Whitechapel Station on the morning following the murder of Marie Nicholas. The watchers at the Gate of Souls shall make the way. The five are red in tooth and claw. The head, the heart, the hands, the teeth, the eyes, all combine to create the five, for we are many. Attachment 2B. Discovered scrawled in white chalk on wall near Shoreditch Station on the morning following the murder of Anna Champlin. The knife shall carve its bloody ritual, a sanguinary return to a darker place, flesh running cold with the shedding of tears, to shred, to cut, to slice, to know, the weeping wound and its glooming soul, for we are many. Right, I hope that wasn't too boring. I'm sorry it dragged on so long, but I just wanted to, for you guys to get, for those of you that are new to this game, I'm sorry for any fans that I'm from the Shadowman club on Facebook. I'm sorry that may have dragged on, but I want to give everyone a good grounding in it. And I'm going to end the video soon, but we'll at least go and meet up with Jaunty.
Oh, yes.
So, as you can see, it's some pretty intense stuff. They really put it's like they were all dedicated to creating this atmosphere. That they really put the all into making
the Lord of Deadside, Shadowborn at the confluence of worlds to walk between. Lifeside is without the meaning that my partly living possesses here in Deadside, where the darkness is manifest at the edges of reason. As a god, I step forth upon the writhing, suppurating surface of the Deadside serpent. What sleep is here? What dreams there are in the unctuous coilings of the snake's mortal shuffling. Weapon in my hand, the arcing death blow at the end of all things. The horror, I embrace it.
I find it quite funny that the Mike's just standing there saying that. These are the most common enemy in the game. They sort of walk about and cry and suck your life force from them.
Shit.
In great numbers, they're actually bastards. They don't attack you physically like other monsters do, but they can get you from a distance, and if you don't stay away, they can actually kill you fairly swiftly. Like I was saying before the monologue interrupted me, like the team who made this, Flame Teesside at the time, they really put their all into making this game atmospheric. And the soundtrack is absolutely phenomenal by Tim Haywood. A little shout out there for you, Tim. It's just perfect for creating this atmosphere.
Stop with the dilly-dallying, Michael, and get yourself over here.
And here we meet Jaunty, who is what I like to call comic relief. He's one of my favourite characters in this because he's an Irish snake.
Michael, over here with you!
With a top hat. What's not to love?
Hello there, Michael. How's that treating you?
Jaunty, kindly refer to me as Shadowman. Michael Leroy has no place here in Deadside.
Whatever, Mick, it's good to see you again. Seems like simply ages since I last set me eyes on your happy, smiling mug.
The feeling's mutual.
I suppose you've been away dallying with the old battle axe, giving her one with some of that righteous voodoo so she can stay forever young?
Something like that.
She's been filling your head with her fated pillow talk again, I'll bet. Doomsday in an army giddy until you're drunk with the stuff.
She did happen to mention a certain prophetic dream she's been having.
Did she now? Well, for once I think the owl witch might be right. See that bloody big black tower yonder?
How could I miss it?
Well, old Bruegel, the medieval painter blokey, was just telling me the other day that he thought it looked remarkably like a picture he once did.
Is that Peter Bruegel?
No, Seamus, his distant Irish cousin. Anyways, he was quite shocked, so he was, at the terrible mess that bloody thing's made. Appearing out of nowhere and tearing its way through the place like there's no tomorrow. Which, given what Nettie's saying, might not be too far from the truth.
Any idea what's going on in there?
Nope, and I shan't be knocking on the front door to find out neither. All I'll say is, if there's something wicked heading this way, it'll be coming from in there.
Nettie mentioned the Dark Souls. Can you tell me any more about them?
I'm afraid I'll have to reply in the negative again, Michael. Suffice it to say, Nettie's told me that they're bloody powerful, well nigh indestructible, and shouldn't fall into the wrong hands.
Any idea where they might be?
What am I, a Dark Soul travel guide now? I suppose you could try all of the ancient sacred places down amongst the whalers and shiverers. I just hope that none of them souls have ended up in that filthy big black tower.
From what Nettie was saying, some of them already have, which is all the more reason for me to be pushing on. Open the gates, Jaunty.
Places to go, people to see, eh, Michael?
Just open the gates, Jaunty.
Did I ever tell you about the time me and Attila the Hun were playing skittles with the guillotine heads of the French aristocracy?
Jaunty.
All right, keep your bloody hair on. Which, looking at your shining bonds, may prove to be rather difficult. Open sesame! And if you be wanting to pop by and chat a while, I'll still be here. It's just a shame we can't share a drop of the hard stuff together by a ardent peat fire.
I don't drink with snakes.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I will end this part here. And when we continue, we will be heading into the arsehole of the universe, as I believe it was described. Thanks for watching. Much love and much hate. Bye.